everyone, welcome back to the channel, Foxtrot Adventures. My name is Mike. This is my friend Eric. Behind the camera is my friend Bill. Please join us as we explore the more than 60 miles of trail and 38 parks at Lake Metroparks properties located throughout Lake County, Ohio.
Mike, today we're at Indian Point. Now, Indian Point is kind of confusing. This is the newest part of Indian Point, referred to as the West Lot. It's pretty much the main lot now for the lower area. Later on, we're going to be at what they now call the Payne Creek area, which to older people like me used to be called Lower Indian Point. Eventually, we'll get up to Upper Indian Point. Indian Point has kind of primitive features because this area can't flood during the springtime, so there's no running water. It's either vault toilets or porta-johns. Access to fishing, a lot of hiking, some canoeing, stuff like that. As far as trails go, it's just under 4 miles of trails, but like I said, it's all broken up between the different sections of the park.
I'm really looking forward to it, Eric. Let's go check it out.
Okay, here we are. We're still at Indian Point. This is the western section of the West Lot, I guess is the way to put it. All around me, this area used to be called Mason's Landing. It was a Lake Metroparks called Mason's Landing up until the Vernon Road Bridge construction. After that, they put the pedestrian bridge in and all that, so it became another section of Indian Point. If you look off to my right, where the pedestrian bridge is that we crossed a little bit ago, that's made on the foundation of the old Vernon Road Bridge. Directly in front of me, and then going on up the hill, is the old Vernon Road area. And then, like I said, directly behind me is where Mason's Landing used to be, but this is now all considered part of Indian Point. Okay, we've moved to a different area of Indian Point. This used to be called the Lower Lot, or the Lower Indian Point. It is now called the Payne Creek area, because directly behind me is Payne Creek. During the summer, if you look at the river where the guy's walking dog right now, during the summer, you can easily walk across the creek because the water level drops quite a bit. Off to my right over here is kind of a nice level area of the lower area, and then hidden behind all these trees and the shale right here is a large set of stairs. I think there's like 1 billion steps that takes you to Upper Indian Point. We'll be going around the other way because we're going to get our feet wet if we try crossing now. Okay, we're on our way to another section of the lower section of Indian Point. We just left what used to be kind of the main lot along what used to be Sealy Road. You can see there's a nice gate here. You have to walk down to the next section, which would be about just short of a half-mile trail that goes along the river. Okay, we're on Sealy Road. We just left what I refer to as the second area of Lower Indian Point. Behind me, you can see that's the Sealy Road hill that takes us to Upper Indian Point. And directly behind me, across from me, this place is amazing during the springtime. Probably mid-May or so, it depends on the weather. Great place for a lot of wildflowers. Virginia bluebells, different types of trillium, trout lily, and a variety of other stuff. If you're interested in seeing the wildflowers, this is definitely a great place for it. And it's on the Metroparks website as one of their hotspots.
He's indicating that we're good.
Okay, we're good. We're back at Indian Point at the upper lot. I won't deny, I didn't feel like hiking up the Sealy Road hill. So we drove all the way around. Check the map because there's a road towards it if you're going to try to do something what we did to get to the upper lot. And it was where at Upper Indian Point. Directly across the road from us is one small set of trails. We're probably not going to go there today because I know that they can really get kind of, mucky, muddy and all of that. To me, the main Indian Point is going to be directly behind us. This is kind of the namesake of the area because this is where they said there was an Indian fort at one time. So we're going to continue on.
Hibbity shibbity.
We're at Upper Indian Point Park. This is the true Indian Point area. This is on either side of me. I'm right along here is one earthwork. A little bit farther down is another earthwork. They believe these were built by the natives that used to live up here. It's interesting that they refer to them as the Whittlesea people because an archaeologist or somebody like that named Whittlesea is the one that determined that there was a native tribe up here. They think they lived here roughly from 1200 to 1650 AD, if I remember right. So obviously, other than the earthworks, there's really nothing that you're going to find up here. But I do find this area special when I come here because I do love the native history, and I think it's pretty cool to know that this was one of their settlements. Okay, Indian Point Park, we're finally done. Looking at my watch, we've been here about 5.5 hours. Don't get me wrong, that's not a complaint. We love doing this stuff. Indian Point Park happens to be one of my favorite parks. When I was a kid living in Fairport, our Boy Scout troop used to hike here. We'd spend all day here, so this really is a cool part of the park. The upper park where we just finished up at is probably my favorite part of the park because there's a lot of history behind it. I love the native history tied to the area. Like I said, it's a favorite park of mine.
Yeah, Eric, I really like the lower portion of Indian Point. This is the first time I've been down here since Fruman Road was reconstructed, and I really enjoyed going across the pedestrian bridge there.
At Old Mason's Landing.
At Old Mason's Landing, yeah, that was cool. And so they've got some trails over there now, and there's a nice campsite that they got that you can reserve right along the river. That looked pretty neat, and I really enjoyed walking along the river and watching those guys fish. What kind of fish did they catch?
Steelhead.
Steelhead, that's right. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you to the Jamie and his friend. Yeah, they allowed us to
we started that way, we're going to end that way.
They allowed us to record them catching a fish and take some photos, and I really enjoyed that. It was
that was
really
a lot
neat.
of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else you got for us?
That's all I got.
Hey, that's all we got for you today. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and supporting us, and we're gonna keep after it, and we're gonna get out there again, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Later.
Foxtrot Adventures.